is doing fine. I know that a lot of things are going on. However, today's another day and we have to keep pushing. We have to keep trucking forward. Today is Tuesday, October 28th, 2025. It is 2:05 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I am Pavio G, your host, and welcome to War Notes. Thank you for tuning in. Today, depending on where you are at, daytime or nighttime, or zeroing in right now when I say daytime or nighttime. So right now, who's where what? Okay, so it's 2 p.m. here. Okay, let's say maybe California is still coming out of morning. So today and then tonight, depending on it, where you're at in the country, right? It might be nighttime where you're at, but this might not affect you as much. It might perhaps maybe will. But tonight, we are zeroing in on one of the most urgent crises right now facing American families right now. What happens on November 1st if the federal government shuts down, drags on? Specifically, we are looking at SNAP, okay? The supplemental, nutritional, okay? The food program, SNAP benefits, food stamps. Back in the days, you rip off a piece of paper, food stamps. Yeah, that. The food assistant program. Many rely on every month for groceries. Now, if the shutdown isn't resolved, millions could see no benefit payment, and the effects will ripple out to the stores, children, the elderly, and the disabled. Basically, everyone. So let's walk through exactly what you need to know, what it means if you receive SNAP or live with someone who does, and what you should be doing right now. Now, as far as what is SNAP and who relies on it, this is the best episode that you clicked into because I'm going to make it very simple. Make sure that you understand because believe it or not, you'd be surprised how many people don't know about food stamps, right? Okay, so SNAP benefits, formerly called food stamps, is administered by and only by the United States Department of Agriculture, which is also known as the USDA. And it helps only eligible low-income households purchase food. Now, roughly 41 to 42 million Americans rely on it. Among them, seniors on fixed incomes, people with disabilities, families with children. For many, these monthly benefits make the difference between eating well and going short. Now, what's happening because of the shutdown? Well, the federal government shutdown began October 1st because funding for many programs were not approved. States are being told that November SNAP benefits cannot be issued unless funding is restored. The USDA posted a notice. Bottom line, quote, bottom line, the well has run dry. At this time, there will be no benefits issued November 1st, end quote. That's coming from the USDA. Okay. The Trump administration announced it would not tap the contingency fund, about $5 billion set aside to keep benefits flowing. That's according to Politico as well. The Trump administration, again, I repeat, announced it will not tap into the contingency fund, which is about $5 billion set aside to help in a time like this. Now, what does this mean for recipients starting November 1st? Okay. If you get SNAP benefits in early November, you might not receive them at all. Your electronic benefits transferred, which is also known as EBT card, may have no new funds loaded. So be ready for it. Be ready to stop at your local pantries because those are getting filled up too, and they are no longer getting donations. They are no longer receiving meats and stuff like that because everything is so expensive. Now, if you already have a balance on your EBT card from a prior month, you may be able to use that until October 31st. But after that, it's uncertain whether new funds will load. Remember that. Now, if you are elderly, disabled, or on fixed income, you may still receive Social Security or disability income, but your SNAP assisted grocery budget will shrink or vanish, forcing hard choices indeed. Food or medicine, rent or fresh produce. Now, what is the ripple effect as far as stores is concerned? The local economy, food banks. SNAP isn't just a program for individuals. When benefits go out, they translate into grocery store purchases, local employment, and supply chain movement. Now, this is what happens if the benefits freeze. Supermarkets and local stores may lose many regular customers. It's all a triple effect. It's all a trickling effect, I apologize. Food banks and community pantries could be overwhelmed as people lose their benefits. Budget-strapped families may cut back sharply. Fewer groceries, cheaper food, less fresh produce, and there's a lot of health consequences that come with that, folks. All of this further stresses communities already under pressure. Now, what should you do as my radio listener here? What should you do if you receive SNAP or you live with someone who does? Make sure that you check your EBT card balance and usage now. See what funds remain. Use them up. Use them on things that are, pantry staples, rice, flour, sugar, things that are going to last. Things that if you run out of, you might get a little frustrated, like your coffee. Use them up. That's my suggestion now from my radio broadcast to your home. Also, I would say budget the remaining funds carefully. Stretch your food supply. Stretch it as much as possible. Identify local food banks in your area, community pantries, and church support in your county. These will see rising demand, trust me, like I already mentioned. Okay? Also, make sure that you stay tuned for communications from your state's Department of Human Services or SNAP. It says benefits cannot be issued for November unless federal funding is authorized. So if you have children or someone with disabilities, consider how to reallocate budgets if SNAP stops, which most likely at this point it will. Make sure that you prioritize critical groceries, medications, and utilities. Now, we'll return back in about less than 30 seconds to talk about more important things that you need to know and what may happen next. I thank you all for tuning in. Please hang out for a little bit here. We'll be back in less than 30 seconds to continue and finish up our broadcast. Thank you. Now, if the shutdown ends before November 1st, benefits may resume as usual. Now, if the shutdown ends after November 1st, benefits may be delayed or perhaps paid retroactively, but not guaranteed. Many states emphasize that November distributions are, quote, on hold. Some states may attempt to use state funds temporarily, but reimbursement isn't guaranteed at all. You guys know I got baby Victor here in the background as co-host, so it's all good. Now, listen. The longer the shutdown goes on, the deeper the consequences, more families without food assistance and more pressure on local systems. That's what's ultimately going to happen. It's what's happening. It's what's occurring. So if your head is in the cloud, make sure you get out the clouds, honey, because I'm telling you, these prices are shooting up and they shooting up every day and fast. So that's the big picture, y'all. Okay. I'm Pavio G, your host. I thank you all for tuning into War Notes. Okay. And remember that for millions of Americans right now, November 1st could mark the day that no SNAP food benefit payment comes in. And unless something changes in Washington, that's the big picture. Now, if you depend on these benefits, or if you know someone who does, you got to prepare now. This affects your food budget, your shopping, your family's health, and your stability. Make sure also that you keep your ear open to this station. Stay alert for your state updates. Okay. Look out for each other in your community. We will be tracking this closely as things do develop day by day. And I thank you all again for listening to War Notes. Stay safe, stay informed, and know you are not alone. Until the next time, thank you all. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't done so already. It's free to do. Thank you all for listening. Have a beautiful and blessed day.